My dear, I regret to inform you that we have to talk about the worst products of 2025. What's up, Victoria? It is me, Victoria, and as I just said, we're going to talk about the worst products I tried this year. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Tom. Why am I talking like this? If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button, and while you are down there, make sure you hit the like button and the hype button. And another thing I want to draw attention to, I will have a pinned comment. In that comment will be links to directly support people who need your help right now. If you have additional funds, please consider supporting any of those causes. I'm ready to jump into the video. Let's talk about the worst. This doesn't have to be a product that launched this year. It just has to be a product that I tried this year. And in general, I find that most of the time I can make a product work for me, and whether I have to work hard to make it work or it doesn't feel intuitive to me really is the deal breaker. I like this product whenever I can get it to work, but it's a lot of work to get it to work. And do I want to work? It just, you know, that's all, it all depends. These are products that just disappointed me in various ways. Like just really were disappointing to me. So I have some of them in front of me because they either have new homes or I'm going to hate pan them. So there are products in front of me, or I have content planned with some of them too. None of them are on my face. You're not going to see footage of them. I'm just going to tell you why they're bad. All of these have been applied in a video, at least one video sometime throughout the year. And the reason they only got applied that one time is because they're not very good. And I have tried all of them more than once. So I just want to say that. Let me start with the products I don't have in front of me. This one should be in front of me. I don't know where it is. So that's the one, because I know who I'm giving this to. I think what we need to do is talk about disappointments versus like actual fails. This one's a disappointment. I love something that has like a warm base and a ton of silver sparkle in it. And one that exists on this planet, one single eyeshadow that exists on this planet that gets talked about a lot when we're talking about this type of thing is Beige Mitza from Dior, which I did try earlier this year, and it did not live up to the hype for me. There were good things about it. It had great longevity on my eyes. Like it looked so good on my eyes at the end of the day. Sometimes for luxury brands, it's a really hard thing for them to achieve longevity because normally their formulas are so delicate and lightly pigmented, but Beige Mitza had a really great staying power. It was also beautiful, but my problem with it is it's not a smoky taupe. It does not have the same qualities to a lot of other products it often gets compared to. It's not cool toned enough for that to work. I like a lot of products that have like a warm base to them and then have tons of silver sparkle in it. Like the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in the shade Mink is one of my, it is my all-time favorite eyeshadow. And I really thought Beige Mitza would be a similar product, but it was such a letdown to me. It's not an inexpensive product. It's pretty expensive. And for it to be a disappointment at that cost, it's a singular eyeshadow that I think costs $30, which is not out of the realm of possibility for me to buy and also enjoy, but it turned out to not really work out for me. And so that was a big letdown. If you like the silvery things that I like, I don't think you'll like Beige Mitza, but if what I wear is like too cool for you, usually you might like Beige Mitza as that kind of thing for you. Another one I don't have in front of me anymore is the Sochi tubing mascara, the waterproof one. They sent that to me in PR through Shop My Shelf, and oh god, I like tubing mascaras. I really do. Some of my favorite mascaras I've tried are tubing mascaras, but there is a stigma that comes with tubing mascaras, and there are people who will not wear any tubing mascaras simply because of those reasons. This mascara was everything wrong with tubing mascaras. Like anything you've ever heard people complain about a tubing mascara, this had that quality. It felt very heavy on the lashes. It clumped all of my lashes together to make one supernova lash on my lid. Like a lot of times whenever it comes to tubing mascaras, they're pretty water resistant until you are ready to take them off, because there's like the physical part of you having to pull off the tubes. And sometimes tubing mascara just doesn't work for people. But I found this incredibly hard to get off. And what is supposed to be beautiful about a tubing mascara is that it's supposed to be easy to remove after it's worn beautifully on your face all day. I also hated the component. They like sell refills, but it just seems like there's more plastic being used in all of that than there would be if you just sold your mascara in plastic tubes. Like the refill wasn't made of like glass or something. Like there was no minimizing of the creation of plastic. So I'm not really sure how it's more sustainable. The juice was really not worth the squeeze with that. It's a product that lives in my mind like kind of rent-free as one of the worst products I tried this year. It's just like everything that's ever been wrong with a mascara, that thing had it wrong with it. I just hated it. It's just like, oh, I hated it. I could feel it on my lashes, which is not a thing that I normally have. Like it's not normally an affliction I have. Like I don't have sensory issues like that. So for it to like really trigger something, it just is like, wow, I can feel my eyelashes, which is weird. I hate that. Ugh. Yuck. And then finally, I have two products from Urban Decay that are not sitting in front of me anymore because thank God they're not sitting in front of me anymore. So the first thing that they did this year was they reformulated their setting spray. They broke off their relationship with Skindinavia, who had been formulating their all-nighter spray, to make their own version of it. And whenever they did the PR push, I did get it in PR. They sent me the matte version, and I had used the matte version of the all-nighter setting spray, and it was pretty good. It wasn't my like all the time setting spray because I very rarely want a matte finish to my makeup look, but it like was pretty great, and I also didn't feel like it mattified too harshly and made me look powdery. The one thing you always have to be concerned about whenever you're using a mattifying setting spray is that everything is fully incorporated before you spray it on your face. I also like to spray it away from my face a couple times to make sure the sprayer is spraying well before I direct it at my face. So I took all of that into consideration before I tried this one. It is just not as good as the one that Skindinavia formulated for them. And that's a real shame because it was a real messy public breakup between the two of them. So I'm on Team Skindinavia, and I will always side-eye Urban Decay for that reason. The people who will care about that will care about that, but there will also be a lot of people who watch this video and don't care about that at all. But here's why I didn't really like the matte setting spray. It like did kind of like the Sochi mascara. It's like everything you've ever heard wrong about a mattifying setting spray, this had wrong with it. I didn't have the issue, which I did see people have online, where like there was clumps of whatever the mattifying powder that floats around in the formula coming out, but that's just like a learned lesson. You must shake them so well, like way more than you have to shake everything else in your makeup collection. You have to shake those before that powder really incorporates with the water. Think of it kind of like a bi phase. It made my makeup look worse every time I put it on my face. And that's something that I think that people think about mattifying setting sprays, but I have tried a couple mattifying setting sprays that were really gorgeous and I really like wearing them. The Huda one comes to mind. I know that one also had its own controversies this year, and it's also from a controversial brand. That one's really nice, and it like lived up to the claims that it had provided on the side. All I'm saying is I think they made a mistake. And I think they should consider, well, I don't even know if Skindinavia would want them. They should put their tail between their legs and apologize, is what I think. Especially this whole rebrand that they've been trying to get away with this year that no one's buying. Makeup's boring now. Get ready for our exciting new take on makeup, which is just as boring as the makeup that we were saying that was boring. Also, the way they revamped this, like the way they, whenever the new all-nighter sprays were coming out, they were like, no one liked our old one, which is like such a weird fucking lie. Like, that's not true. I bet the all-nighter setting spray was something that has been keeping that brand afloat for years because people like it and they rebuy it. It's a really repurchasable product. You run out of setting spray, especially if you use it with every time you do your makeup. So it's like, I don't know. I just really think they screwed the pooch on that whole thing. Again, kind of along the same lines as like boring makeup to boring makeup from Urban Decay. I tried one of their naked shaped palettes, which was really weird. It like had the weirdest packaging. It like slid up. It was so cheap feeling. And it just felt like there was no consideration taken. They sent me the cool toned one and it was still warm and it was really confusing. I was just so confused about it. And they kind of sell it as like a face slash eyeshadow palette, but all the pans were like really too small to like get face brushes in. And there was creams mixed in with the powders and oh, it just wasn't, I was so I made like some pretty looks with it, but it's like also there was just nothing. It's like nothing about it was of note. I like a neutral palette. Like if I am going to use an eyeshadow palette, often it's going to look something like this. And it also has no intrigue. Like whenever you think about the Makeup by Mario Ethereal eyeshadow palette, there's always like something about it. Like he tries to do something. He's like, it's a little different than the last palette I released. There was like no je ne sais quoi about this palette. The matte formula, it like took a lot of work. There was like no pigment to them. There was a couple shimmers in there that I like liked the look of once I had them on my eye, but it was like also again there was like nothing magical about them. And it's just again they went through this whole hullabaloo about like boring makeup. That's over. Buy our new fun makeup, which is the same as the makeup that we have been using. It's just such a crazy take. Like it's I don't know who's doing their marketing, but you need to wipe the you know what? Urban Decay, fire everyone. Leave your parent company. Start over. I feel like we need to clean the slate. Like everything that you're doing right now is wrong. It has been wrong for the last 5 years. Every now and then something comes along that from Urban Decay where people are like, well, that's a pretty good thing that Urban Decay released. But you're not hitting it out of the park every time. Are you rage baiting us? Because we are talking about you. Maybe that's the rage baiting's all the rage this year. The rest of the products I have in front of me. And the first thing I'm going to tell you about is I think the worst product I tried this year. I've been thinking a lot about Dior recently. Bet you didn't realize I learned how to color correct this year. I look so fucking orange in that video. I did try a few products from Dior, but I said that in the video and it really stuck. But I probably won't buy from Dior going forward. Anyway, some people are gonna lie to you and they're gonna say to you that this is a good product. They are lying to you. They're not lying to you. I've gotten a lot of feedback that a lot of people like this. A lot of normal people in my comment section that didn't get it to talk about on the internet to make money on have told me that they like this. And I cannot tell you why. I have the shade 0N. Now, someone in my comment section did say that they are a shade twin with me. Here's the deal, Tom. Buy the wrong shade for you and it will work better. Not the shade will, but the formula will work better. So I don't know if it's just the shade 0N, which is a thing that happens. Sometimes whenever a brand launches anything, will be inconsistency because of the shades. Whatever needs to be put in there from the pigment standpoint can like mess up the formula a little bit. But I haven't really had that happen with a foundation. I feel like usually in a foundation, just like across the board, people have similar feelings about it. But this sucks. This sucks. Everything that could be wrong with a foundation is wrong. So I don't typically like a cream stick formula. That's not my favorite kind of foundation product. I have panned some before. It has like an intense fragrance to it. And that's not always a mood killer for me, but just something to note. It smells, it's stinky. She smells like perfume. So you put the perfume all over you spray the perfume all over your face and everything that's wrong with your skin, this is gonna make it look 10 times worse. If you have dryness on your skin, if you have large pores, which I have large pores, it makes them look bigger. It really enhances my pores. And I'm someone who knows a lot of tips and tricks and will really do the most to try to make a complexion product work for me. Because sometimes you need a little different sauce, you need a different primer, you need a different powder, you need a different setting spray, and you'll find the magic in it. There is no magic to be found. When my skin was at its best, and if I didn't put it on my pores, so sometimes my cheeks, the high points of my cheeks can get pretty dry and red. Sometimes I don't have, like it clears up sometimes and sometimes it's there. It really matters what's going on with my skincare typically. And if I am regularly doing my skincare, if I'm not in such a depressive funk that I'm doing my skincare morning and night, where it would look so pretty on my cheek. So the thing is, you have to have perfect skin for this to work. And then if your skin's perfect and even, why are you even bothering with foundation? Because you don't need it. Like it's awful. It's such a bad product. And it just looked like I'd wear it throughout the day and it would like look like a mask. At the end of the day, you know how like some foundations are just like really heavy and looks like you could just go, it's like the whole thing would fall off. That's what this does. Oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad. This is a lie. People who say it's good, it's just so bad. It's so bad. But the packaging is kind of slay. I will say that. It's like heavy, it's nice to interact with. But I do also think that the contours that they offer in this packaging are a little more slay. Another complexion product I didn't love this year. I like feel less passionate about disliking this one. I feel like I called it whenever this product came out because I don't hear anyone talking about it anymore. It's not relevant anymore because I don't think it was that good. And it's not that I think that people were lying when this product launched. I just think that they really stretched out how good it was. And I don't think it's as good as everyone else said. And I love being a word of opposition. I don't try to be a contrarian. I just love being a contrarian. But I don't go out of my way. Like if a product works for everyone and it also works for me, I'm like, confirmed good. If everyone else tries a product and I don't like it or I see through it and I see the problems with it and I see why it won't be everyone's favorite by the end of the year, I feel good about that. I feel better than you. And I know that some of you are going to say that you really love this product and I love that for you. And that's the case with any of these products. If I've tried them and I've not liked them and you love them, anyone who spends money on a product and it works for them, that is great. And I want that for you. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Tint. Do you remember at the beginning of the year where everyone was like, this is the best thing that ever come out since sliced bread? Tell me, because I would love to know, did this make anyone's favorites at the end of the year? It's just okay at best, but I actually think it's bad. So my big problem, and this was like, okay, there was like this moment where a bunch of brands were releasing skin tints and I like don't really know what ushered that in. The way that the cycle works, if you're not paying attention, like if you have not paid enough attention, whenever January comes around, everyone releases complexion products because the complexion products are often something that they're going to keep in their makeup offerings for a long time. But they don't want that to be mixed in with all of the limited edition holiday stuff. So oftentimes by like August, you're not seeing new complexion products being released. They normally come out in January. And there's a lot of push for like skincare and just taking care of your skin in January because you've been drinking because of the holidays. It's like, I think that's what the brands think. It's like you destroyed your skin. You've had all of the cigarettes, you've eaten all of the food, not done any of your skincare in the last 7 days. Let me show you a product that will cover all of that up, but also put all the good stuff back second. Anyway, I don't remember when this launched. This year, I just feel like there was like a lot of skin tints. This is not a skin tint. This as a medium coverage foundation, medium to full coverage foundation. This is a foundation, not a skin tint. And I like a skin tint. I don't really like full coverage. I like medium is like the highest coverage I want from a complexion product. And this starts at medium. The first time I tried it, I put way too much product on my face. That was me. And I thought it looked awful. And it did, because I put too much of it on my face, which I then learned how to apply enough of it to not do that. And it looked better when I wore less of it on my skin, but not great. I love a skin tint because usually it can flex shades a little bit. Like there's a little bit of stretch to it. The undertone of this is not the same as me. Like I can make this work once I put bronzer and stuff on, but like when I put it on my face, because of how much coverage there is and how a little bit off from my skin tone it is, I put it on my face and it feels like I'm wearing a mask, and my face feels completely blinked out and incorrect when I put it on my face. But like it didn't really wear well. I feel like it didn't look super good or do any blurring on my pores or anything like that. It's just a coverage product, and it doesn't have SPF in it, which is fine by me. I don't need my complexion products to have SPF in it. And it's just like, well, what do you do?
What do you do successfully? Quickly.
Whenever we get to the end of the year and people talk about their favorite stuff that launched the year, and then if they talk about complexion products, there's a little bit of magical juice in people's favorite complexion products. There's no magical juice happening here. It's like, it doesn't really blur the skin, doesn't really like make my skin look really glowy, doesn't feel like it's incredibly hydrating. It's just like my skin, but with stuff on it. That's what it looks like whenever I wear it. And like, that's not it. I want it to feel like it looks like my skin. I want it to feel, if it doesn't look like my skin, I want it to feel like it looks like a much better version of my skin. But it's just like, it's whatever. It was so hyped and it pissed me off. I don't like that. I don't like whenever it feels like everyone's talking about a product, buying a product, saying it's the best product ever, and then I try it and it's like not good. It's not that good. It's just not worth the hype that it got. Because again, I guarantee like you will see much less people talking about this time of year than they did whenever it launched. I shit on a lot of milk products, and I actually think the brand itself is cool. I just like don't get what they're doing. I want to understand. I feel like they were so cool when they launched. They were like cool Glossier, and like now what are they? What are they doing? And like St. Vincent is currently the face of milk, and I like St. Vincent. I like Annie Clark. Why? What is this push? What are you doing, milk? Clean the slate, start over, figure it out. This is another disappointment. This is a product I really thought I was going to like. I wanted to hit 4 quadrants. It didn't hit one of them. I think the product is okay ultimately. And it's the Rituel Defy Thorn Oil Peptide Plump Creme Lip Oil. And I have the shade Black Thorn, if you're new to me. I've been on the hunt for like a sheer black lip product that makes me feel slay, makes me feel that is what I have my eyes out for when it comes to a sheer black lip product. As I have tried, and I haven't tried a bunch of them all at once, but the reoccurring theme that I'm finding with these products is that because they're sheer and black is a pigment and you're putting on a part of your face that is incredibly mobile, what happens is the clear gloss will stay, but then the pigment will move. And then it just looks like I have a black lip liner on, but like nothing black in the middle of my lips. I really wanted this to be the solution to it, but this did exactly that. Not only that, I know a lot of people find this product incredibly nourishing for their lips. And to me, I always feel like it dries out my lips when I put it on my lips. I think it's like cool in theory, and I could get it to work for me, but it would basically like be like applying it and then rubbing it in as much as I can with my finger, but not leaving any of like the beautiful glossy finish. Like the nourishing part, I feel like I've like rubbed away with my finger. That's the way it looks the best on my lips, but that's not how I really want to wear it. I kind of want to wear it like as like a thick thing on my lips so it feels really nourishing, but I want it to be like a sheer black, and that feels like a lot to ask from brands. And yeah, this just like really didn't do it for me. It's quite an expensive product. The packaging's gorgeous. Just isn't it for me. It just isn't it. And it has an interesting scent. It smells like ginger, which maybe is like the plumping. It didn't feel like a lip plumper to me, but it does say it's a peptide plump. I wouldn't buy this again, but there are people who really like it. So this might be a case-by-case basis situation. I did a video earlier in the year talking about Rituel Defy products. I tried to touch on as much as I can in the video. I've tried a lot from them over the years, and I get a lot of requests from people for me to do a dedicated video. And so I was just like, here are all my thoughts on every Rituel Defy product I've ever tried. And I also bought some new products to test in that video. So it's pretty thorough. It's not just like, you know, there's not application of everything. It's just kind of like, here are all of my thoughts on Rituel Defy things in one place. Here's what I recommend. Here's what I recommend avoiding. That's kind of the vibe of that video. I asked my patrons and members what they want me to review for January of next year. And someone left a comment, just Rituel de Fille. And I was like, I don't know who that was. So I hope that person is watching this video because that other video exists. Just to reiterate, to hear my thoughts on almost everything Rituel de Fille has to offer, you just need to watch that video. This is not to call out that one person because this happens all the time. It happens all the time. It happens to all creators. If you want to find out what a person thinks about a product or a brand and you don't know if they have tried it, if you search their handle in the YouTube search bar and then that product or that brand, all of the videos in which they talk about that product or brand will pop up. And if you see what you want, then you click and watch that video. I'm not going to link you to all the videos in my comment section because you could have just as easily searched for it. So I just want to throw that out there. And it's no shade. I understand. Sometimes you're like in the heat of the moment, you're like, I feel like Tom would like Rituel de Fille. I've never known if they would like Rituel de Fille. This is my first time interacting with them. I'm just going to leave a comment. It's like, well, before you leave a comment, go find it because it might exist already. And like, I now have 4 years of content and hundreds, well, nearly 1,000 videos on my channel. It's like, perhaps what you're asking of me has already been done. And I just want to throw that out there. But no shade to anyone. I get it. Let me do as I say and do as I do. I just encourage you to do the same. This one's a bummer. I'm wearing some of their eyeshadows on my eyes today. This particular palette from them was a big letdown and kind of confusing and confounding to me. And there have been a couple of their palettes this year that have let me down, but this one was the biggest letdown because it kind of disappointed me. Because they were like, let me make a small palette. Let me make a palette with shades that Tom loves. And of course, the brand did not make it for me. But in my head, I'm like, they did. And then it just like turned out not to work for me. It's from bellabeautébar. It's the Morally Gray palette. Soft pinks, grays, and some beautiful shimmers in here. I didn't like any of the looks I managed to do with this palette. They all kind of look the same, which can happen when you're more limited with your matte shade. But like the shimmer formulas like kind of did nothing for me. I just like nothing really wowed me about this one. And it was a big disappointment for me. The mattes like worked the same, but like these 3 kind of barely showed up on me, which then led me to believe, I'm like, are they really showing up on anyone that has a deeper complexion than me? I think the heart-shaped pans are cute in theory, but in practical use, I like don't love the heart-shaped pans. And I'm not normally someone who gets butthurt about whether, and there are people you get butthurt whether or not you use a rectangular pan or a square pan or a circular pan. But for swatching and getting brushes in there, it's really annoying. It's really annoying because you have to go with them as a diagonal. I don't know. I just really didn't like this. They sent this to me in PR. Getting bellabeautébar PR is like one of my favorite things about my work. Like they reached out to me. I never tried anything from them. And like 95% of the things I've tried from them have been just blown me away incredible, whether or not the color story was for me. But this year, there were a couple that were disappointing, but this was the biggest disappointment. I didn't like the Green Goddess palette either. And I think that, did that come out? I think that came out this year. That one. And I also didn't really care for the Dark Dreamscapes palette, which is why I didn't really feature it at all on my channel. But they also released their palette with Newport, which is incredible. And I'm currently playing with their Crystallized palette, which is also incredible. I've been loving that palette. They still got the juice in them. I just think maybe reeling it in and releasing half the palettes each year could be a nice idea. No shade. But I think that's any indie brand. Almost every indie brand launches a palette or 2 each month. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I only have so many eyes and so many days of the week. And I'm not someone who even likes playing with eyeshadow palettes. So it's like, anyway, disappointing. Wouldn't recommend this one, but I have loved a lot of bellabeautébar. And that's it, my friends. Those are all the products I hated using this year. Let me know in the comments down below one of your least favorite products you tried this year and you're holding a grudge against. I would love to hear it. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships if you're into that sort of thing. Check those in the description box. And also don't forget to check the pinned comment before you leave to support the people who need your help. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow your haute and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tis out.